Who is the greatest football manager of all time? Is it Pep Guardiola? Maybe Jose Mourinho? Could it even be Sir Alex Ferguson with 49 major trophies? Or even Neil Warnock?
Hey! Have a fucking word with him then, ref!
There isn't a definite answer to this question, so it's now time for me to go back in time to FIFA 17 to see if I can surpass the greatest managers ever. And the journey begins at Feyenoord in the Netherlands, a team that in this point were in a bit of a rebuild phase, still behind the likes of Ajax and PSV, a bit of a dark horse in the title, still one of the stronger teams in the Netherlands. However, going into the season, they had not won the Dutch league since the 1998-99 season. However, looking at the side, I absolutely loved it straight away. We've got a really good youth spine to the team, the likes of Başakçıoğlu, I really hope that's how you say his name, the Turkish winger, also the likes of Tony Vilhena in midfield, who's already a regular starter at this point. We've also got the likes of Matías Fernandes on the wing, and this Roberta guy who's an 18-year-old striker who's quick and looks like he could be a great player for the future. Our current goalkeeper Vermeer is injured, but they reckon he'll be back in 2 months' time, so hopefully he'll be back for the start of the season. Financial side of things were okay. We had near enough £10 million in the bank, which is not bad. We are in the Europa League as well this season, so we will need to bring in a bit of quality. I wanted a new striker because although Jorgensen is okay, I just don't think he's going to be that player who scores us like 25, 30 goals in a season and just walks us to the league and the Europa League. But anyway, the board had some pretty laid back objectives for us. They wanted us to reach the quarterfinals of the Europa and the Cup, and achieve a high finish in the Eredivisie, whatever that means. But anyway, it was time to do some transfer business. So our first exits of the club was our backup keeper and Toonstra, and our first signing was Divock Origi, £10 million, an absolute bargain from Liverpool. I had to overpay his wages a bit because he didn't want to move. But only 10 million, that's less than his valuation. He's 21 years old, great signing. Next up was Kurt Zouma on loan, 21 years old. 80 rated, what a signing. He's going to transform our defence. Even if you've just got him for a year, it's a brilliant signing. And then Van der Heyden, I decided to accept the £1.6 million offer for. Now we've got Zouma, we aren't going to need him. Also, our backup striker, Michel Kramer, 3.1 million, I decided to cash in on him. Clearing out so much deadwood, we also accepted an offer for Nalon, which funded our final transfer on deadline day. Federico Bernardeschi on the right hand side. Don't even know what rating he is, but got him for £11.6 million. And it turns out he was 78 rated. Only 22 years old though. He is destined to grow, and the team just looks so much better now. And that was all our business concluded. 21 million spent and nearly £10 million generated. It was some great business done. It's now time to play some games. And up first in the league, the Eredivisie, it was Wilhelm II away from home. And straight away, Kurt Zouma getting involved and Dirk Kuyt hitting the bar with a header. Our skipper himself, he is going to play a big part in this series. Just you wait. But it was the new boy Bernardeschi again, this time playing it across. And it was Divock Origi with his first goal for the club. The first of many. Let me tell you that. Not the best goal, not the most eye-catching, but who cares? They all count the same. It was played through to Fernandes, our 17-year-old winger, who knocked it round the keeper and made it 2-0 with just 10 minutes to go. I've got to be honest, we absolutely dominated Willem this game. They couldn't even get near us. I don't think they had a shot in the first half, but look at this little ball roll, and it's just composure in front of goal. You love to see it from the young kid, but we had another chance. Just 4 minutes later, they chucked the kitchen sink at it. It was Başakçıoğlu, the young winger, with a great ball in. And it was Bernardeschi, the new boy. So it's 2 debut goals for Origi and Bernardeschi and a great finish. Look at that back stick. There's something so satisfying about crosses. I don't know what it is. But yeah, look at that. Willem didn't even have a shot the whole game. We were so clinical in front of goals. 7 shots and all of them on target. How rare is that? But moving on to FC Twente, a much harder challenge and a team you'd expect to be fighting for those European spots this season. We had a great chance early on. Vilhena putting the ball in and it was headed in by Zouma, but the referee goes, do you know what? You're not having the goal. Have the penalty instead, which I was absolutely fuming about, I'm not going to lie. But who else would step up? Not Dirk Kuyt, Divock Origi, and he goes down the middle. And it's a terrible penalty. It's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. And the referee has absolutely screwed us here because we scored and he just decided not to count it. But Twente had Ziyech at this point, which I completely forgot about. They had a good chance there, but a good save from Vermeer. But yeah, Hakim Ziyech playing for Twente, completely forgot about that. And we just couldn't score. We hit the post, we missed a penalty, nothing was going right for us. Congolo put one in to Jorgensen, who I bought off the bench, and he missed an absolute sitter. Thank God we replaced him, because if that's happening week in, week out, I'm not gonna have it. And we drew 0-0, and we absolutely dominated the game. I was fuming, not gonna lie. We got robbed by the ref, but do you know what? We move on to the next game, which was PSV. A really, really difficult game. Definitely the second best team in the league at the minute. And yeah, they took the lead early on. It was Luke de Jong, a man who is well renowned for his aerial ability. But the goalkeeper, Vermeer, what is he doing? He's come out for it, and he's just... what he's even doing? He's Poppadom fingered it, and de Jong has just an empty net to head it into. So do you know what? They take the lead, but it wasn't for long, because who else but the skipper, Dirk Kuyt, the legend of the game, drags us back into it with a great header. And I don't know what it is, but Dirk Kuyt is absolutely unbelievable in the air in this. He wins every single header, as you'll find out throughout this series. He's absolutely class. But oh well, what happened again? It's another fuck up from Vermeer. It's 2.5. What is he even doing? Do you know what? It's probably not his fault, it's the defender's fault, but I'm still not happy about it. And he does it again. He makes it 3 in a game. This time we get away with it, luckily. I wasn't happy. Karsdorp did well, and Jorgensen, yet again in back-to-back games, misses an absolute sitter to get us level. This guy is... I don't know if he's lost his head because he's been replaced or what, but that is an absolute honker. What are you doing? We lost to PSV. It's a massive 3 points dropped, and I'm not happy about it at all. But that brings us into January, and we are sat second, 6 points behind Ajax, who haven't even lost a game yet. They're pissing the league. But in better news, Origi's top scorer, so he's having a great year. But also, I forgot to say, we are in the Europa League this season, and we absolutely pissed our group, and we are through to the round of 32, which we will get onto in a minute. But this is how the team is looking. It's looking quality, and there's been a lot of growth, and we didn't do any business in January. We had no money. I didn't really want to sell anyone in case we couldn't replace them. But yeah, we got 2 injuries right after the transfer window, which was incredibly, incredibly annoying. But it does not matter. We move on to the semi-finals of the Orange Becker, the Cup. And it was Dirk Kuyt early on with a shot deflected out to our backup left-back, Vudenberg. I think that's how you say his name. And 5 minutes in, we went 1-0 up against Utrecht. But another defensive fuck-up. What is going on with the defence? And the referee points to the spot. Karim El Amadi gives away a penalty. And to be honest, I didn't actually know what was happening at the time because I was just spamming square to clear it. But watching the replay, it's just, he absolutely wipes him out in the box. I'm surprised it wasn't a red, to be honest. It's borderline assault. But it was Sebastian Haller to step up and genuinely produce one of the best penalties I've ever seen. It is unsavable in that top right corner. An absolute scorcher. And they got level before Vilhena had a shot saved again into the box by their goalkeeper. We couldn't turn in. But Kuyt out to Bernadeschi. Can he score? No, he can't. Just roll it in the corner, son. Why have you tried to blast it? They had a great chance here. Kleiber, the FIFA legend, with a great save from Vermeer this time. He actually kept us in this. And then late on in the game, with 5 minutes to go in the Cup semi-final, we had a free kick here. And it was the Berghaus, the man we hadn't barely played this year. He went, go on, oh, slap this in. It's an absolute screamer from Steven Berghaus, the man on loan from Watford, of all places, who might have just sent us through to the final of the Orange Becker with an absolute thunderbolt of a free kick around the wall. It's almost Roberto Carlos style, although it's not. It kind of is. Oh, what a goal that is. He's bending. And it's just absolutely slapped in by Berghaus. We got through to the Cup final. What a way to get through as well. And we're playing either Groningen or Vitesse in the final. But until then, we still have to focus on the league. And it was Ajax, the biggest game of our season so far. First against second. And they came forward early doors. Davy Klaassen with a Frank Lampard-esque goal inside the box on the turn. And what a finish that is. Vermeer doesn't even move. Look at that, just drills it across the floor. Brilliant finish from him. They came forward again. This time, Vermeer pulled out a great save to keep it 1-0. But we were never out of the game. It was headed in yet again. And what does the ref do again? He blows for a penalty. I don't even know why he keeps doing it. I think it's handball. But Origi stepped up again. And this time, he sent the keeper the wrong way. Again, it was a pretty terrible penalty. But I will not complain. It went in the goal. That's all that matters. Bernardeschi, though, beats his man on the right-hand side. Pulls it back. Divock Origi, who tucks it in for 2-1. Our main man has scored 2 goals in the biggest game of our season so far. What a big game player he is. We had a great chance through Elliott down the left, who's been quiet so far in this series. A good save from their keeper. And what do you know? Davy Klaassen does it again. Now, this was just unbelievable. I don't know what if he's got like aimbot in his feet or something. Look at that. What a goal. Brilliant technique. And they levelled it up despite us hitting the bar through our centre-back and then their keeper producing a magical save. We just couldn't break it. We just couldn't break him down until we got another free kick in near enough the exact same position as it was in the last game. Steven Berghaus wasn't on the pitch, so Vujinovic went, go on then, oh hit it. Oh my word, would you believe it? Would you Adam and Eve it? We've scored and we lead against Ajax, and it's nearly the exact same thing. It's deja vu. It's in the same position, but this time it's a right footer, and it's an absolute beauty. It's almost, I think it might be better than the last one. Look at that. What a goal. We beat Ajax at home, and I'll tell you what, we deserved it as well. Look at those stats. We absolutely battered them. But what a goal. It's 2 free kicks in 2 games to win them both. Unbelievable. But next up, it was the final of the cup, and we had Groningen. They beat Vitesse 2-1. We beat Utrecht 2-1. I'm surprised it wasn't Ajax or PSV, I've got to be honest. But Groningen, I was licking my lips looking at this. And early doors, Divock hit the bar. And I'll tell you what, it was literally the only chance of the half. Look at that. Possibly the most boring half of football I've ever seen in my life. One shot. It did hit the bar, but still. Groningen, though, they came out the blocks flying. What a save this was from Vermeer. That was just 5 minutes after half time. They flew out the changing rooms. But then it was Divock again. Who else? Knocking it through, and he scored. He scored with 10 minutes to go. Who else would it be? What a signing, I've got to say. 10 million quid. A stroke of genius. It's already science that we're going to become the greatest manager ever for our scouting department. Look at this. Divock Origi, he's tearing things up over in the Netherlands. Slots it past the keeper, and we won the flipping Orange Becker. It's our first bit of silverware. I'm absolutely buzzing. But yeah, enjoy the celebration.
Let's go.
Unbelievable. But anyway, our focus was now elsewhere. Moving on to the league, we had 1 game of the season remaining. We were 3 points behind Ajax. PSV were 2 points behind us. And I decided to sim it because I was like, do you know what? We can't win the league. We bloody drew and finished 3rd on goal difference, which I was fuming about. But it does not matter. 3rd place, I think it was kind of our target. So, do you know what? I can't complain too much. Ajax won the league by 3 points, unsurprisingly. but the focus was now on the Europa League. We were in the semi-finals up against Krasnodar. We'd drawn the first leg 1-1. Can we get to the Europa League final and possibly win our first ever bit of European silverware? Either Zenit or Manchester United will be meeting in the final. They came forward early. I've got to be honest, this Krasnodar team, I kind of underestimated them going into it. I thought they'd be crap, but they were actually decent, but they couldn't defend this. Who else would it be? It's the skipper with a massive goal in the semi-final. Dirk Kuyt in the air again. He only scores headers and he only scores in massive games to send us to Europa League final. Obviously we haven't got there yet, but it's a bloody good start. We do have the home goal. They need to score now, but if they do score, they've got an away goal. So I'm just saying we could be in a bit of trouble. They had every single chance as well, chance after chance. Jorgensen being played through here, and it was one of the worst finishes I've ever seen. I don't know what he's doing. This guy is terrible. Definitely looking to move him on if we stay next year, but they did in fact score. With 17 minutes to go, Krasnodar levelled it up and they had the away goal. If they scored again, we'd be absolutely fucked because we'd have to score 2. And it was Smolov. What a player he is, by the way. Yeah, that Jairzinho guy is the one I was talking about on the left-hand side. He's got like 94 pace or something. He was an absolute bastard to play against. They had a great chance to get that other away goal with just 8 minutes to go. But what do you know? It's our skipper, Dirk Kuyt, on the left-hand side. What can he do with it? He whips in an unbelievable ball and Jorgensen scores with 3 minutes to go in extra time and sends us through to the Europa League final. I'm sorry for everything I've ever said about you. You've just become a club legend, Mr. Jorgensen, in about 2 minutes. Just forget about all those missed chances earlier. We are going through to the Europa League final. A goal and an assist from our skipper, Dirk Kuyt, the main man. But look at the stats. They absolutely dominated us. We got very, very lucky indeed, but just too clinical in front of goal. And we will be playing Manchester United, which will be our toughest challenge yet going in to the Europa League final. Here we are. But boys, I've got a confession to make. I fucked up going into this. This was the team I was going to use. And then if you keep your eyes on that little right stick in the bottom right hand side of the corner, I accidentally flicked the right switch going into the game. So we used the bloody second team. Look at that right there. We used the second team by accident and I didn't notice. And I went into the game using the second team, which I was very upset about. So it was now going to be even more of a challenge than it was before. We've got Manchester United at the Emirates, which was technically them at home because it's in England, and we've got to make the trek across the English Channel. So going into the game, we were technically already up against it. This is the team we did use in the end. The second team, we've got the young Roberta up front. Young Fernandez and Başakçıoğlu, Gustafsson, all of these players haven't played many minutes all season and we're chucking them straight into the deep end in the Europa League final. United's team is obviously absolutely ridiculous. Ibra, Rooney, Martial, Mkhitaryan, Bailey and Smalling at the back, and it was them who came forward early. Good save from Hahn. Our backup keeper is actually decent. I like his trim as well. He's got like the Jamaican look about him. Love it. But Zlatan had a chance there straight into the hands of the keeper. We managed to keep it 0-0 going into the break. But if you caught those stats, we hadn't had a shot. We were getting absolutely fisted at half-time. Something had to change, but it didn't. And 5 minutes after half-time, Wayne bloody Rooney makes it 1-0 to Manchester United. Who else would it be for them? And he decides to run the length of the pitch, which I wasn't happy about. But hold your horses. We're still in this. Young Tapia strikes one from the edge of the box. And it's an absolute thunderbolt to get us level against Manchester United, against arguably the best goalkeeper in the world at this point, David De Gea. An absolute rocket on the half volley from Renato Tapia. You're going to want to watch this one again because let me tell you, it's an absolute thunderbolt. It reminds me of that Philip Mex's goal from the edge of the box a few years ago. Who remembers that? I mean, he scored a couple, but the half volley. Look at this. The technique is unbelievable. I don't know what the cameraman's doing. He's got the angles all wrong, but look at that. Just strikes it. Oh, it's so far in the top bins. David De Gea gets a hand to it, but even he can't keep it out. It's 1-1 in the Europa League final. What a goal to level it up. They had a brilliant chance there. Look at this. A 3-on-1. And Ander Herrera absolutely fucks it up. Straight into the hands of our grateful goalkeeper, Mr. Hahn. With 5 minutes to go, we had a counter-attack. It was a substitute, Jorgensen, coming in up front. What a save from David, that is, to keep it 1-1, and we went into extra time. United still dominating. They had all the ball, more shots on target. They had absolutely everything. Origi, though, putting it in, and Jorgensen again trying to make himself the hero in back-to-back games. We caught the ball, though, from a corner. And where is their defence? Divok's all alone up front. Darmian, mate, you ain't catching him. You ain't getting anywhere near him. Can he beat David De Gea? Oh, my word. Divok, you did not just do that. In the final of the Europa League, he dinks it over the best goalkeeper in the world, David De Gea, and he makes him look an absolute mug. We lead United 2-1 with 20 minutes to go on the clock. Can we win our first bit of European silverware? Who else would it be? How many clutch goals has Divock Origi scored this year, by the way? He has been an absolutely monstrous signing. We had a great chance just a couple of minutes later as well. Jorgensen with a free kick. Look at this, bends it. Oh my word. David De Gea with a ridiculous save. But they could not score an equaliser. We'd won the Europa League. Would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? It's our second trophy in our first year and we win the Europa League. I'm finally quite out to talk. We've won the Europa League, lads.
True Valentine, wanna you all the time. Gotta get it right now. Now you really know me. Now you really know me. Now you really know. You're my sweet cherry pie. You're a pleasure to my eyes. Gotta get it right now. Now you really know me. Tell me I'm the only vision in your mind. Tattoo of your name and know you. Let's go.
Can't believe it. I absolutely cannot believe it. We've beaten Manchester United. Look at the stats as well. They had all the ball. We did actually have more shots in the end. But yeah, who cares? Divock Origi was joint top scorer in the Eredivisie as well. And the team is looking brilliant. The young team is just growing so much. You love to see it. What a signing Zoom has been, by the way. And yeah, that is going to be all for the first episode of Can We Become the Greatest Manager Ever in FIFA 17. And if you did enjoy, please do leave a like. Please do subscribe as well, and let me know if you want to see another episode or another, well, the continuation of the series, if you like. That is the trophy cabinet as well, the Orange Becker and the Europa League, two well-renowned trophies. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.